Labor migration flows from and within Southeast Asia are increasing and becoming more complex within ASEAN. Migrants from developing countries are moving to richer economies in search of better employment opportunities. Many migrant workers are women who dream of better lives for their families.
To work in Singapore is one of my dreams after I graduate from Myanmar, because when working in Singapore is to get the overseas work experience and to get a good salary rather than Myanmar.
Before I have married, then I have one son, but is my husband and me is not together already. So everything I will find the money for me and for my son. So I leave my country to come to Singapore to work hard to thinking of my son and my family, me for myself and my family also.
Suddenly, ang tatay ko namatay. Tapos ang nanay ko, siya lang yung sole breadwinner namin. Tapos nagkasakit din siya. So sa akin, sabi ko naman, dahil sa akin nakatapos din naman ako. So gusto ko rin makatapos din yung kapatid ko. Yun ang nag-push sa akin magtrabaho sa ibang bansa.
The money that they send home are largely channeled to immediate consumption, and a very little amount of that is channeled to savings and investment. Without enough savings and investment, migrants are left on their own to decide either to stay longer where they are to work or to return home, resulting most often in a situation where they were before they left overseas.
In response to these challenges, the International Labour Organization developed a financial education course as part of its ASEAN Triangle project. The Canadian-funded project recognizes that providing financial education for ASEAN migrants and helping them deal with family, social, economic, and cultural issues could enable them to achieve the goals that led them to migrate in the first place.
Migrants and their families need better financial skills to understand and prepare for migration. They need to analyze the cost and benefit of migration and set goals and plans. They need to know the various financial services and the public and private actors who offer them information and service.
To come up with a suitable financial education course for ASEAN migrant workers, the ILO worked with ATICA, a non-government organization based in the Philippines, providing financial education training to migrants in their country of destination and their families left behind.
To develop the course, we first conducted a needs assessment on the saving, investing, and borrowing behavior of ASEAN migrants working in Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand.
After the study, ILO and ATICA developed a set of gender-responsive learning materials and training modules. We came out with this trainer's guide, which provides facilitators with step-by-step instructions on how to conduct the training course. Then we also came up with a material, what we call a financial planner or workbook, which is used by the beneficiaries during the actual training.
The financial education course teaches the migrant workers how to engage their family in goal setting, budgeting, investing, and in addressing family issues that drain their resources.
The course materials were presented at a workshop attended by migrant leaders and NGOs working with ASEAN migrant workers and representatives from the embassies of countries who send migrant workers to Singapore. Next, the ILO and ATICA held a training of trainers session for migrant leaders from Indonesia, Myanmar, and the Philippines, as well as migrant NGOs operating in Singapore.
It's very useful for me. Then after that, I'll become trainers because I have a responsibility to transfer this to my friends as a domestic worker in Indonesia. Then I learn, and it's like a reminder for me again and again to also have a very good management in my financial management.
People from my embassy, Indonesian embassy, told me to take this kind of course, so I joined. So this is a very useful and very helpful course for us, for domestic workers, so we know how to manage money properly for my own future.
The trainees from the Indonesian Embassy and the NGOs successfully conducted the financial education training among migrant workers from the Philippines, Indonesia, and Myanmar.
We can see the result of the course benefited from it, and we can see that they are more cautious with the finances now.
Parishes with Filipino communities are requesting for financial literacy program, and this is a much needed intervention.
The financial education program that we offer is enabling, as it helps migrant workers build roadmaps to achieve their goals. I think more importantly, it guides them to their goals and also avoid pitfalls along the way.
During and after financial literacy, I start talking and advising my family about my plans and limits on their allowances. At first, they were like, they're so reluctant. And in the end, with so much persuasion and explanation and prayers, of course, they supported me.
I really can apply what I have learned from this course. And then whenever I want to buy a thing, I really think that is it really want or need that are really useful for me.
Working as a domestic worker abroad is not permanent job, but temporary job. Thank you, Atika, ILO, and our Indonesian Embassy for giving us a hope for our future.
Now the ILO's financial education course has been piloted in Singapore. It will also be used in Malaysia and Thailand. The ASEAN Triangle project is dedicated to educating and empowering migrant workers to help them minimize the costs and maximize the benefits of labor migration.